Have you ever puzzled how one tiny alternate in biology may want to absolutely reshape our global? Sometimes, reimagining simply one reality approximately the human frame opens the door to infinite opportunities. So, let's take a formidable jump right into a fascinating what if. What if human muscle tissue by no means were given tired? Muscles strengthen each motion we make, from taking walks and lifting to respiratory and speaking. In our present-day biology, muscle tissue fatigue after repeated use. That limits overall performance and forces us to rest. But believe a global in which muscle tissue may want to work endlessly without dropping power or efficiency. That one alternate may want to free up brilliant opportunities in fitness, science, and normal life. For starters, humans may want to work an awful lot longer without physical exhaustion, boosting productivity across industries. Construction workers, farmers, and manufacturing factory personnel may want to function at full capacity for prolonged hours. That might lessen the need for big exertion forces and absolutely remodel how we build towns and infrastructure. But this new fact can also improve issues about overworking the body when natural limits not apply. In sports, the impact could be nothing short of historic. Athletes may want to shatter all present-day records and push human performance to new heights. Marathons might turn out everyday routines. Ultra-patience events could lose their challenge. The idea of equity in opposition would have to be redefined, for the human body not performs through the same rules. In healthcare, restoration should turn out lots more efficient. Without muscle fatigue or damage, patients with chronic fatigue or muscular problems ought to live more active, comfortable lives. Physical therapy sessions may be longer and more productive, dramatically lowering restoration times. High-risk professions could benefit too. Soldiers, firefighters, and rescue groups ought to perform in extreme conditions without restoration, covering more ground and finishing longer missions. Of course, mental fatigue could still be a factor, reminding us that even so our muscles don't tire, our minds still have limits. In space exploration, this can be revolutionary. Astronauts ought to cope with stressful obligations in microgravity without stressing about muscle exhaustion. Longer missions on the Moon or Mars could become far more feasible. Less need for restoration or rehab in space means faster development towards exploring the galaxy. And in regular life, we'd experience the difference in infinite small ways. Carrying groceries, hiking stairs, moving furniture, none of it would wear us out. People of all ages, including the elderly, ought to live lively and independent lot longer, enhancing overall quality of life. Of course, muscles that don't get worn out might still need fuel. That means people might need more food or energy supplements. This could push major advances in metabolic technology and nutrition, but also raise worries about sustainability and global food resources. As technology evolves, human device integration ought to accelerate. Tireless muscles might make us better acceptable to working along machines, or maybe become part of hybrid systems that integrate human precision with machine endurance. Another captivating opportunity lies in education and skill development. Without physical fatigue, people should practice manual abilities for far longer, becoming masters at crafts, surgery, musical instruments, or fine arts. The learning curve for physically traumatizing obligations would decrease dramatically, probably giving rise to a generation of super-specialized professionals. Schools and training facilities would adapt to this new potential, offering longer and more intense practice hours. This could redefine what it means to be talented in a global where physical limits no longer stand in the way of mastery. In addition, urban layout and transportation ought to evolve in surprising ways. If humans didn't tire from walking or biking, towns might prioritize pedestrian and cycle-friendly infrastructure over cars. Traffic congestion and pollution ought to lower drastically as people choose active transportation. New architectural ideas might emerge, like vertical towns with infinite stairways or multi-level workspaces once climbing stairs is no longer exhausting. This shift could reshape how we live, move, and interact within urban environments. And here's another twist. What if muscles became resistant not just to fatigue, but to severe environments? Imagine muscles operating just as well in sizzling heat or freezing cold. That should allow humans to live and work in places we once thought uninhabitable, like deserts or polar zones, unlocking new frontiers for human settlement. And if muscles no longer wanted rest, how might that change our dating with sleep? Without the need for physical recovery, sleep might evolve into a purely mental or emotional need. Scientists would have to reconsider what sleep really means and how it relates to human productivity and well-being. Now consider this. Without physical effort, might success still feel as fulfilling? If there's no struggle, do our achievements still hold meaning? Society might need to redefine what tough work and perseverance really mean in a global where the body never tires. And finally, don't forget about the heart is a muscle too. If it also became fatigue-resistant, cardiovascular performance should dramatically improve. But ironically, that might make it harder to discover signs of stress or illness early on. A new balance might be needed between strength and self-awareness. So, what do you think of this idea? Share your thoughts in the comments. Follow us for great exciting scientific questions on the future of human potential, and don't forget to like if you found something interesting in today's topic. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. We truly appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.